Thank you for listening to the Pull It Back podcast. Now here are your hosts, Mike and Andy.
You got your drink? Got your Miller Lite?
Yeah. No.
Like what babies drink.
It's not what babies drink. It's
That's what babies drink.
It's what
We just did an episode.
fathers.
We just did an episode about that. So where alcohol, or the big alcohol companies like Miller Lite, but they have Roundup in it.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I've had enough. I've worked enough Parks and Recs jobs. I probably have enough pesticides and all sorts of stuff going through my body anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So you think you're going to get cancer there, Cody?
Oh, if it's not already there, it's coming.
It's definitely
As long as I
coming.
make it to Endgame, at this point, everything just go downhill.
Yeah, I believe that. What were you saying about the zombie pigs, Bay?
So apparently some kids at Yale decided that they wanted to revive a dead pig. It's basically had dead brain cells, and they figured out they could restart it, and they proved it through this. It was like a CAT scan looking thing, and it showed brain activity after it had been dead for quite some time.
Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty intense. So
basically they're making zombie pigs.
Yeah.
Well,
it was crazy because they used a blood substitute, like a lab made blood substitute to power the blood vessels.
Synthetic blood.
Synthetic blood.
Artificial blood.
Yeah.
I remember you sending me the picture, and I didn't read anything into it. I was just like, oh, there's zombie pigs, and then I just left it at that.
Yeah,
let me see. What is that? Oh, Cody showed me a picture of it right now. The potential for neuroresuscitation. What the fuck? It's like a bunch of pig faces.
It's looking from a nightmare.
Burn that quickly. Oh my god, dude. So they're making synthetic. This is like some vampire shit.
Yeah.
They make synthetic blood and then they inject it into a zombie.
Wasn't that in that show True Blood?
What, synthetic blood?
Yeah, that's
know.
how they got.
That's what it was. That was what they drank, was True Blood.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like, and then there was just like a lot of boobies and stuff. It was a pretty cool show.
So they restored some cellular. they restored some cellular function in the pig's brains, but not consciousness.
Right.
So basically, like the brain's working, but there's nobody home.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
But it's like the most basic cellular, like response. To say it's alive is about to say like a log laying on the ground is alive, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
technically it's alive, but it's not really.
It's not moving or doing anything like
There's no
of
consciousness to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like somebody who's a vegetable, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
Like they're brain dead, but you have still like still breathing and all that stuff. It's just
so apparently the brains that they used were from pigs that were gathered after they were slaughtered. So
the pigs were already killed, and then they used the brains to not make food, but to make zombies.
Yeah. So basically, it says the functions that were restored were to use sugar, which is basically how you get your energy, oxygen, and carry electrical signals.
What the hell, man?
How?
So this shit's real. They're actually making
this
zombies.
is
Why would
real.
they? What's the point? What's the point of this? Why would they want to make a zombie pig?
Well,
what is the scientific?
because
impact?
since they're so biologically kind of close to us, I guess in some weird way, right?
No. I mean, like, what's the point of doing this experiment to bring somebody back from the dead?
Maybe for people who that are witnesses or something in crimes, and then you could be like, "Yo,
It's a strange.
I mean, it's a strange deal. That would be
way
so
of
weird,
doing it.
but like, hey, man, so who killed you? And he's like, oh yeah, that guy right over there, like
Yeah,
with
it's
my
this
head
dude.
floating.
I
don't know, or maybe
I think it's part of trying to extend people's lifespans, and for like insanely wealthy people, because I'm sure
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, this is
like,
for wealthy
This
people.
is definitely for rich people.
Like if Dad dies, he can download his consciousness through his revived brain. He'll be like one of those brain bots rolling around like on Fallout.
Yeah.
just on treads, and it's just like eyes and a brain. And that's the CEO of the company that's been the family company.
Like the faces in the jars on Futurama.
Oh yeah, with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like that. But I was just thinking, like, this is definitely for rich people, because who else wants to live forever?
I thought about that. That seems like it's a very. It sounds cool in theory. Then you really think about it, and you're like, this world's finite anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if you live forever, you're gonna have to get the fuck out of here. Because the sun's going to... I mean, 4 billion years, I'm sure that's a long time. But at that point, are you even really caring about anything? Because you have nothing to, like, lose at the point.
No shits are given. I've seen everything.
It depends on if you're indestructible. Because if you're immortal, but you can fuck up your body, like, you know how torturous that is? You can't even die if, like, you lose, like, all of your limbs or...
Yeah.
So
it's like
there's a caveat that I would be like, am I invincible? Because if I am, sure. But if I'm, like, I could still lose my arms or... my face get blown off.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
don't want to be alive forever.
Hold on. Like, what if you have a healing factor? You're not immortal. Like, you're immortal because you have a healing factor. Like, is that okay? Like, you grow your arms back, but you can you can still be killed. You can still be killed.
Well, yeah, you can still be killed. But
like
I
a Wolverine type thing.
I overheard, or me and my buddy were talking about this. There was a scientist that's doing something about that. It's like a this synthetic cell that constantly regenerates itself. Like it's like it's living and then it dies and then it like pulses its way back to life and shit. Like it's constantly dying and coming back to life, like back and forth. And this is all synthetic. This is all synthetic cells made out of I guess real cells or something. And I was like, well, yeah, the applications for that would be limitless, basically.
Oh yeah,
you could grow back your arms, you could grow back your legs.
Burn tissue from burn.
Mrs. Bobbitt wouldn't be as popular.
Mrs. Bobbitt.
Yeah, cutting that dude's dick off and throwing it in the street.
I'll just get a fresh one.
Yeah, I'll just grow my dick back.
He's like, joke's on you, lady. Now you're going to prison.
Smooth as a baby.
That's what I'm saying.
When it comes back, it's all super pink. It's like,
so it's like
check it out, it's brand new.
Because everything else has got mileage on it except for your dick now.
Yeah.
Slightly tanned, but the rest of you is super pink.
Those are in videos. I've seen those, and I'm like, what has he got? Like a weird discoloration. Like
it looks like a sausage.
He's got like 6 inches.
Like half.
He's got 6 inches of foreskin.
Like it hasn't filled in all the way yet. It should be by November. That'd be a weird conversation to have with somebody in the future. But it's coming. You know it's coming.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, last week I just sat at home, was resting. I was growing back my dick. And you're like, what?
How'd you lose your dick?
Yeah. I went to a...
Had a crazy wife.
Yeah, I went to a real party phase and figured, someone told me, like, I told them if I lost that bet, I'd eat my own dick. And here I am.
Yep.
Yeah, that would definitely lead to some fucked up, like...
porn? Yeah.
No, not even porn.
Yeah.
Like,
like probably
those,
would.
What are they called? Bar tricks or, like, parlor tricks? Or I don't know what they're called.
Oh, yeah, where, like, people just do something simple, like, watch me chop my arm off. Bet you I won't,
like, yeah, but dare me to chop my arm off? Because, you'd be like, fuck, it hurts so bad, but I'm going to grow it back tomorrow. Freaking the fuck out. So,
I don't know.
People are that's just grounds for people being way stupider and more reckless.
Oh
like,
yeah,
same things we
car
talked about
accidents
last week with the flying car thing. And with this, if this was a real thing,
you could just
people
grow back
will
your
just
be fucking
you
chaos.
Leave no consequences.
Yeah,
people will just go like, fuck it. What does it matter? I don't care,
dude.
As long as my brain's intact.
Yeah, people would just be walking around. People would be walking around with like samurai swords and shit, like, bitch, did you just look at me? And you fucking start fighting, you cut your arms off and shit, and they're just regrowing.
I'll tell you though, man, it'd be pretty crazy ass, like, stunt guys will be like, really make, because they'll be like, I can really fuck myself up, and I'll get paid some good, well, actually, they'll be out of a job, because then it's
there'd be a lot of stunt guys.
I was going to say, like, no, like the celebrities could be like, I'll do it. I'll do my own stunt.
That would be the job that everybody did. Like,
the
got
movies
paid minimum
would be
wage.
Insane.
Because like everybody's like, yeah, we could do it. We'll just pick somebody up straight out of high school.
Yeah, be like, who
we
cares?
can grow them back.
Yeah, everybody does it.
But irregardless.
Irregardless.
So I know the last episode we were talking about Avengers Endgame, and there was a cool statistic. I think I told you both. that Avengers Endgame has sold nearly twice, and this is just pre-sale tickets like the first opening weekend, has sold nearly twice as many advanced tickets as Aquaman, The Last Jedi, Infinity War, and Captain Marvel combined.
Damn.
Yeah,
they're
Of
gonna.
course, it set multiple records.
I guarantee you they cruised to $2 billion.
Yeah, I think this might be the first movie to make that.
No, I mean Avatar did.
Oh, Avatar made $2 billion?
Yeah, they made
I
two.
know.
They
They're like
made
the
a
high,
lot.
but that's because it was like a 3D spectacle thing. That's
It was
why
like one
it was
of the big ones, yeah.
That's why people rewatched it. But like with this, like I guarantee you, like the only thing that could hinder it is that it's a 3-hour movie, and some people are going to be like,
It's
"Ooh."
3 hours?
Yeah, it's a 3-hour and 2-minute movie.
Oh, my God.
Damn.
Well, it needs to be. It's a big story.
Yeah, they tried to say. I think I remember listening to the Russos. They were saying they're like, was 3 hours always it? And they're like, yeah. I mean, we've. I think they said like they had it a little bit shorter, but then they were like, we need to actually add some more things because it's like they have to wrap up all this stuff.
Yeah.
It just
There's a lot of loose ends, man. You got to clean up.
It would just been cutting it short, and it just would have. Yeah, they had no. It's like all. It's really tight.
I don't
it's
understand
So
why.
hold on,
movies don't-
hold
What?
on. I wanted to ask Cody something. Hold on. Just try to
Okay.
stop. I didn't want to talk over anybody, but
long. Okay, I guess.
so this is no more Avengers movies after this, right? The Avengers are done. Hence the name Endgame.
No, I think they will. It just might be in a new like maybe they'll do a new Avengers is what it'll be called instead of just Avengers. So it rebrands it. You know, that's a business side too. They're going to be like, oh, we'll rebrand it, make a new Avengers. So it seems like it's
fresh.
yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I think they'll
So-
still make them or big cross events. They'll probably do that.
So new people would kind of take the reins for like Iron Man or like the new like Captain Marvel and Spider-Man, the newer generation of Avengers.
Yeah, I think that I think the smart thing for Marvel to do, if that was me, but they're also geniuses, so what am I saying? But like, I think they're going to go smaller in their universe since they just went to this giant big thing. They're going to start doing smaller stories again, like kind of like where it's not too big, it's not some giant alien thing. They're going to go back to their own personal stories, and then like I think that's kind of what they're going to introduce Fantastic Four. I'm assuming. I'm sure they're already on their way starting that.
Well, hopefully
I
they
don't
get
know,
it
like-
right because that's always the one that's been terrible.
The last one was
Yeah.
dog shit. I didn't even watch it. I saw like a clip of it, and I was like, yeah, no thanks, I'm good. It looks like dog shit.
Well, that was the thing I was going to ask too. If it's 3 hours, I mean, what's the stigma of doing 3 hours? Isn't it the same as like binging on Netflix? Like each show is an hour, and people will sit there for 10 hours straight and binge a bunch of shows. So why wouldn't you want to have a better story and have it go a little longer? I'm not opposed to that.
Oh, I'm not opposed to
Neither
it
am
either.
I.
If anything, that's usually what like I mean, what is it? Infinity War was like 2 hours and I think 45 minutes or something around there. I remember, but I mean, it's also going to go by so fast that first watch. It's going to burn through. I guarantee you, we're going to be like, oh shit, it's already over,
Yeah.
because that 3 hours is just going to be intense spectacle, all that shit. You're just people dying and just big weird crazy things. They've locked so much of this story away. They think they've given away a lot, but really I don't think they've really given it shit.
No.
It's probably
And I still
not even
cannot-
a fraction.
I think they've been misleading people too.
Oh yeah, Andy.
Well,
yeah,
they've
not even a fraction.
They got a track record of doing that. Like in the Infinity War trailer, they showed the Hulk running through the field, and we're like, "Yay, the Hulk!" But the fucking Hulk wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
You bastards.
CG'd a whole Hulk, fake Hulk, just to
mislead
throw
people.
people
just
off.
to
Yeah,
throw
no.
you off. Exactly.
He was only in the movie
So-
for like what, 30 seconds? He got his
Yeah,
ass whipped by
so-
Thanos and then called it good.
Yeah, he got fucking his ass beaten in Heimdall sent his
I
ass.
actually like the theory that Professor Hulk is coming.
Oh yeah, no,
like
he's
they're
definitely.
that's almost like a given.
I've almost because I mean I think that's gonna be his arc, is that finally the Hulk and Bruce Banner are going to be like, hey man, we got to work together. We
Yeah.
can't. It's not one or the other.
That's gonna
we
be
got to be
exciting.
together. I wonder if it's gonna be like. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure. I think Thor is gonna go make Norway his new Asgard. You have like, I don't know. Cap probably dies. That's kind of, I'm still holding him. And then I think Iron Man retires, has a kid.
Yeah.
with Pepper, and then he'll sprinkle himself in. Maybe give it
With
a couple
Spider-Man.
movies, he might come back in and be like, "Hey, I'm retired." Tony Stark.
Yeah, because the new characters that are carrying over is going to be what? Spider-Man, Captain Marvel. I heard somebody say Captain Marvel is going to be leading the new Avengers here in the future.
Probably.
Probably.
Like,
but
I don't mind that.
I don't know. I only mind because I feel like she wasn't very.
she wasn't very prevalent in the comic books.
Well, yeah, the past 10 years is where the iteration of she is in the MCU.
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
only
yeah.
been that way for like 10 years, and before then, I don't think nobody's really nailed down her character, and I don't know. Depending on, I wonder what the Russos is going to be like, because the Russos filmed with Brie Larson before she filmed her own movie.
Yeah.
So
Is that
I'm
Scott
interested
Pilgrim?
to see.
What was it? Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brie. Yeah, she was in Scott Pilgrim.
Oh.
But like, and what you call it? Like, I think she's. I think the Russos. It's going to be an interesting like how they perceive her character, because I think they're better with dealing with characters than the directors of the Captain Marvel. Which it's a fine movie. It's just it's not one of my favorites. I guess you get rocks thrown at you if you go. I don't think it's the best movie of all time.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's fine as long as the characters.
Yeah, I hope it carries on, because but it's just going to be tough to see like without the biggest characters, that were always big Marvel staples, like Iron Man and Captain America, and
Yeah, they're gonna have my money unless they really screw the pooch.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, I'll go see every single one that comes out from now until the end of time, until the cash cow dies. I'm going to see every Star Wars. I'm going to see every Marvel movie, because I love that shit. And let's talk about how terrible fans are. Like super fans, because
Like
they
nerds.
they're so shitty and jaded about products, and
follow comic books.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what Zach would call
Doesn't have
a
to.
common fan
Casual.
or a casual fan.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like, I enjoy this shit. I've seen all of the original Star Wars, and I've seen the prequels. The prequels are okay. I didn't mind them. They weren't super good, but I really am enjoying the new ones, and everybody just shits all over the new ones.
I will
And
say,
I'm like, dude.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
And I
will
think a
say
lot
that
of it has to do with just because she's a girl. I'm like, come on now.
No, I don't think so.
I honestly
Guaranteed.
think that
No, I think
the Last Jedi one he was trying to be subversive for subversive's sake. Like, he was trying to be like, oh, do you think that there's something special about Daisy Ridley's character? Nope.
No.
She had a bunch of junker parents. Oh, do you remember Snook? He's going to be like this thing? Nope.
The problem is that they brought in all these old Star Wars characters and then just kind of killed them off to pave the way for the new characters, which I understand in the storyline, but it's like you could have made a better movie about the new guys instead of having to bring on the nostalgia effect of bringing in the old people, which was cool, but they had such a shitty part in it, because the second one, what was it, The Last Jedi, when Skywalker died. Like, that scene would have been so badass if that was actually him getting shot at. And I withstood it. But he was like a hologram. I was like, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I was like, you could have made such a much better story with him actually being there and like fighting him off until the other people got away or something. But like, you did that, like, because I guess the first story was one director and story writer, and then the next
J.J.
movie
Abrams was the first one.
somebody else and another story writer.
Yeah.
And now this third one is going to be another
J.J. Abrams.
J.J.
Abrams. So he's going to have to clean up the fucking mess that he made in the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I like the second one. Don't get me wrong. I thought you were right about the whole Skywalker scene at the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Cheesy AF.
It was, but I thought it was also cool because it was kind of like you said, the passing of the torch. And it showed Luke that, like, he didn't really want to leave the rock because I guess he couldn't. So he projected himself to be that powerful, that far away. So that's why I thought it was cool. I mean,
yeah.
But you could simplify it and say, it was just that was a cheap way out. But
well, he
I thought
Yoda'd
it,
man.
Cool.
He
Yeah,
was
exactly.
On that rock, he was in exile, and then he did. It was like a repeat of the same story, but with new characters.
Yeah.
Well, it was easy, but it was still entertaining.
I think the
No, it was
casino scene
entertaining.
was garbage. I think that could have been left out in that
Yeah.
movie.
The what?
The casino, the relationship between girl and
Little
Finn.
hordes of horses or whatever those things were.
Yeah, that whole
Yeah.
scene. I
was
got done
weird.
without that. It's like a PETA commercial, but not even PETA.
Yeah, it's
PETA
like
are
that
terrible.
had nothing to do.
Yeah, the betrayal
Yeah,
thing on that. I'm like, I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
what was the purple haired lady? She was like,
the
hey,
captain.
and
The
she,
admiral
she,
or whatever.
and she's like acting like she knows everything, and then she's like, oh, you're like a hotshot or something, and the dude's like, obviously he was. Like, she never told him the plan. She's just like, just trust me. And he's like, why don't you just tell me? Oh, he's like, oh, yeah, there was a planet. That's where we were going to go. Why didn't you just tell me that?
Yeah.
Instead of me doing this secret thing, because I think you're
Yeah.
you're an idiot and you don't know what you're doing, so
Yeah.
I'm going to go behind you. And now he became this, like, oh, you're shooting, tooting, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. There was a lot of things. And then she does the thing that she gave him about being a hot shot. She shoots that,
She's like, that's what makes
The
you
ship into
special kind of
hyperdrive?
thing.
I don't know. There was a lot of things in that movie that
Yeah, I think this past one, The Last Jedi, was probably one of the worst Star Wars that they've made.
No, the one with Jar Jar Binks. was
See,
No,
I
that
have
wasn't
some.
that bad.
I have some kind of special.
that
fondness
was
for that
fucking
movie.
horrible.
I have
one
some
wasn't
weird
bad.
fondness to it.
It
The
was
droids,
horrible.
the war with the clones. I thought that was kind of cool.
I wanted.
No,
to do
that
pod
was
racing
cool,
so
but-
bad.
Well, do you remember that game? Do you remember the pod racing game?
Oh
yeah, that was awesome.
dude.
Yeah, what was that? What was that? That was on Nintendo 64,
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I think it was called
Yeah.
Pod Racers or something like that.
Yeah,
Star Wars Pod
that
Racer.
Yeah, that shit was badass.
I used to love playing that game.
Yeah. God, man, that was like when I first moved to Texas, man. Star Wars, the episode 1 came out, and I remember I was so fucking stoked to see that movie because I loved Star Wars.
Yeah,
Like, of course, you'd seen the original ones, and
Yeah.
then they hyped this one up, and I was like, and we drank the Pepsis with the Star Wars characters on them.
yeah, I
We were out
remember
buying
that. They
Star
were
Wars
collectible.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
we had the double-sided Darth Maul lightsabers.
Yeah. When they were just made
Dude,
out of
yeah.
like expanding plastic instead of
Yeah.
the shit they got now, where it's
Yeah.
like all light up and it like makes noises when you hit stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
we had to push a button to make sounds back then.
You had
And
to
it
like
didn't
swing
light
your
up.
arm out. You had
Yeah.
to swing it, and then sometimes it wouldn't go.
It
all
would
the way.
break all the time because it
Yeah.
was really cheap
And it
plastic.
would- and-
like the
or-
tips would fall off.
Yeah, and the thing would
smash
be
you in the nuts.
Yeah,
Don't be tinted. It'd
'Cause
be
you-
tilted. It wouldn't be straight.
Oh, man, do you remember how stupid we were when we were kids, man? And we got those boken, the Japanese wooden practice katanas.
yeah, yeah.
And
We got it
you-
from that like
I
army
s-
surplus store.
Yes.
Oh, in the mall?
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
an army surplus store in the mall, and they sold these like hardwood, like samurai practice swords. Like they didn't have a
Yeah.
handle or hand guard or whatever. It was just basically a stick in the shape of a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me and
they're
Andy
called
would practice.
boken.
Yeah, me and Andy would practice in the backyard and just smash each other's fingers, dude.
Oh, those things are probably.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah,
broke one
those
over
are
my
super-
fucking hand.
Did I break it?
Yes, you broke one over my fucking hand.
God
Oh,
damn.
whoops.
Yeah, that hurt. Like I remember you just went "Rah, crack, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" And you
Oh,
were-
because
I
it was
broke
already
it.
it was already kind of broken, but and then I had like tape
Finish it
around
off.
it, and I had electrical tape around it. So it was like they were kind of cheap, but they were so
Yeah,
cool.
They were. We broke like five. God, we broke a bunch of them.
Yeah.
How much did they
Until they
cost?
ran out. I don't know, like 10.
Oh, they
bucks.
were like 20
Oh,
bucks.
okay.
Yeah, 15, 20 bucks. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they were cheap, man. But they just had like a little trash can full of them. And
Oh,
we
that's
would
right.
just grab it. They had like different colors and stuff, and
I wanted a
Dude.
sword so bad over there.
So
I just wanted to buy a
fucking bad.
I was like,
I
I
know.
saw those samurai swords. Part of me still wants to buy one day, just so I could be like,
Oh, dude, I
I'm
look
like,
at them
dude,
all
Andy-
the
Andy
fucking
got
time.
how old were you when you got your ninja sword, the real ninja sword?
Oh, I was probably
14?
17 or 18.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
think
oh,
you were-
yeah.
You were still living
No,
in Sun Chase or whatever. So that was
Yeah,
you were like
yeah.
13 or 14 years old. And you had a ninja.
Dude, I was
ninja
in high
sword.
school. That was
Yeah,
in
then-
high school.
Well, so like 16, but you were tossing this sword at
Yeah.
this wooden block, and it was like it broke. The
Yeah,
blade
no.
busted.
I was hitting a post that I had like stabbed into the yard. It was like a
Yeah.
4x4 post. And I would go out there and fuck that thing up.
With these cheap
Out of anger.
decoration swords.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And I would wear.
yeah, they weren't made for fucking
I was
fighting.
a fucking. idiot. I was out there wearing my bathrobe like a kimono and shit.
Yeah.
You're such a weeboo, whatever it is, right?
A weeb.
A weeb, yeah. You're such a weeb.
Bunch of wearing towels and shit, and then trying to attack
yeah.
this board with a fake
so
sword.
Funny. Man,
oh my
I wish
God.
someone had recorded you for YouTube. You'd probably go viral right now.
Oh god,
Dude, and do you remember what the fuck was that? Oh god, that video place in the Clean Mall. What was that called?
Suncoast?
Suncoast.
yeah, they
and
had
Michael,
a bunch of obscure movies and stuff.
They had dirty
Mike
movies
and-
in there, yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, that's what I was about to say. Mike and I went in there, and I was looking at hentai. And Michael's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm gonna buy this." And the lady comes up to me. She goes, "Are you 18?" And I said, "I'm 34 years old." She's like, "Oh, okay." and I went up there and I paid for that shit. I was like, "Let's go watch this shit." And Mike's like, "I don't know, man." So
That looks
we
like
went to
it's
his-
cartoons. I don't know.
we walked back to his house,
yeah,
and
You're walking with hentai and you're fucking...
yeah, fuck yeah, I was walking with some hentai, and we started watching it, and it was like angels stealing this guy's demon dick juice, and it was so fucked up. And we
Yeah.
were like, "What the fuck are we watching?" And I was like,
We were-
"I have such a weird boner right now."
yeah. We were open to a completely new world.
Yeah,
Like, this
no.
is how
It's
gross
just
people can get.
debauchery.
Oh,
Yes.
No, yeah.
Like,
You guys
this
ever
is
been
just
on
the
Tumblr?
tip of the iceberg.
You guys ever been on Tumblr before like they started shutting that shit down?
Yeah, before it
oh,
sucked.
Before
They
it's terrible,
had some crazy stuff. I'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Insanity on
Someone
there.
sat here and drew this picture of Mario fucking Luigi.
yeah. Oh my god.
It makes no sense. They both got mushroom dicks.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Yeah, and it would
Oh
just
my
be like
Rule
just-
34 shit.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just like you're just like who's sitting there going like this
This is
good.
gonna be hot.
someone is turning them on.
Well, what was that? What was the? Well, now they still have that kind of stuff, but it's all on Reddit. Like you have to find it.
Oh yeah, you can
gotta
go some
find
dark
certain
alleys
threads.
on
and you
Reddit.
can- yeah. So, but that's sucks that Tumblr got rid of all that the good shit. Because that I'm not saying the Luigi and Mario thing was
No,
good
but
shit.
it's
but I'm just
entertainment
saying
in
the
its own
entertainment
right.
part of it. Yeah.
because it's just so funny.
And then I was thinking, remember how we used to, what we still talk about is today, like if you're driving
Yeah.
and you hit a perfect corner,
The
like if
perfect
you're on the highway
apex.
and something like, it's like a big sweeping turn and you get on the inside line and then float outwards and you're like, man, if somebody was behind me that was like a NASCAR owner, he's like, hey, I just saw you hit that apex. You want to become a rich race car driver? And you're like, yeah.
You're like, yeah, I guess so.
Do that all the time, man.
All the fucking time.
Or if like you're singing in the shower and stuff, and then somebody just throws the curtain open. They're like, "Why aren't you singing? Do you want to be on American Idol?" You're like, "Yeah."
I'm sorry. Why are you in my house? First of all,
Here's $1 million if you keep your mouth shut.
Or yeah.
Name's Harvey.
yeah.
No.
Well, I was also
Andy, you
thinking along the YouTube thing, man. The YouTube demonetization issues.
Yeah.
So YouTube has this out because I was trying to build a YouTube setup for the podcast so that people can go on YouTube and stream it through there. Well,
Yeah.
they have this demonetization issue, like with a bunch of the YouTube creators, to where like if they say something bad or if they do something bad or like if there's something that's like copyrighted, they basically pull all the money away from them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the people are still watching
shut off
ads,
there.
but they're just not playing. They're not paying the creators for it. It's like it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like like anything. You can't curse. You can't say anything derogatory or anything. Anything can be flagged.
You can
and then
curse.
No, I think you actually can't because I've watched some YouTubers.
Some
that,
of them
like
you
they
can't
have
curse.
to go. They have to go unless you have your own advertisements, like side-wise. You can't get any monetization from because those companies will go. Well, we don't represent this language.
condone cursing or
Yeah, I don't know. It's stupid. It's just a cheap way for them to try to get money from those people.
more
and not
money. Yeah,
actually,
it's
they don't
just
give
ridiculous,
a shit.
man. Like they have like whatever happened to like the actual freedom of YouTube and apps in general, like Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. Like you could just put whatever you want because it was a platform, and they're like, well, no, you can't say that. You can't do this. You can't do that. It's like,
Well, 'cause
somebody's going to come
it's-
along and make a better app that's more free that people are going to start using.
I don't know,
Eventually,
man. I feel like YouTube's kind of
YouTube's up
cornered
there,
that market.
Well, YouTube's up there, but there's going to be a competitor that's going to overtake it. That's going to be like,
You
we have
hope.
freedom of this. Well, they have it with Patreon, don't they?
No,
Yeah, but
Patreon's
it's
had
not
some
as
issues
popular.
too, I think.
Well, I know it's not as
Yeah,
popular, but
definitely.
they're trying to gain traction and stuff, and I'm sure YouTube is like trying to shut them down.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're suing them, and blah, blah. So they're like having money troubles. But I mean, anything that's
Well-
like even slightly controversial. Like I used to go on these like wild YouTube binges to where I'd watch mousetrap videos.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome. Like
Yeah,
watching
it's
this
animal
dude like
cruelty.
set up these mousetraps in this like barn completely infested with rats and rodents and mice, and so he'd test out these new traps like from the 1800s and current ones and people that are made 3D printers and shit. Well, he'd set them out there and he'd trap a mouse. He's like, yeah, it worked great. This is how it works. It was awesome. And I was like, man, this is freaking awesome. I'm gonna follow this dude because I could watch this for days. Like there's
Yeah.
something satisfying about a rat getting
So
killed.
many hours.
Yeah, so then he comes out, he's like, well, I can't show the mice or the rats being killed on YouTube, so I either have to blur it out or you have to go to my actual webpage and watch it. I was like, dude, that's
Yeah.
so fucking ridiculous. A rat?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
it's a pest. Like, people make a living off of killing rats in drones, and they're like, well, we're not going to pay you because we don't condone that, and blah, blah, blah.
well, yeah, because that falls under their whole like violence, being profiting off of
Well,
violence.
what happened, in my opinion, what happened was one person got upset, like from PETA or somebody that's like, all animals deserve to, like that lady we saw at the bar the other night. And she was like, those walruses that died in that Netflix documentary.
Well, that's pretty horrible, though. I will agree.
It was
on that.
horrible, but I mean, come on, man. It just, that's what, it's natural. It's not natural because of what's happening and what forced him to do it. But it's like, she's like, people did that. Drones did that. But I was like,
well,
shut up.
Well, I'm not 100% off from that from her, but I think that she was being a little bit aggressive on that side. But I do think that could be a factor. I mean, I don't think it's impossible that could have been the reason, but I don't think
And
that
what is this?
That's 100%.
What is this? What is
There's
this
a documentary.
documentary?
There's a documentary called Our Planet on Netflix, right? And it's basically I don't know how many episodes it is. I think it's like 7 or 8 episodes, and I think maybe episode 2 or 3 they talk about the climate change in the Arctic. Well, since the ice sheets are melting, these walruses have to because they usually spread out on big ice sheets. Well, since there isn't any, they all pack like by the thousands on this little tiny island to get rest. And there's so many of them. I mean, I'm talking like double stacked, climbing over each other and shit. So they have these pups,
Damn.
and these big walruses are climbing over and like trampling the pups and like killing them. And like it doesn't show it, but I mean it happens,
Right.
And then it shows some of them get away from this big crowd and they start climbing up this big ass hill, like Rocky Hill, right?
Yeah.
And they go really, really high up, and then some of them, because they're not built for that kind of shit. They're not goats. So they slip and they fall down the hill and they hit rocks and stuff. And you got to think, that's like 2-3 tons of animals slamming into these rocks. And like, it's a
Just
pretty horrific
bashing
scene.
themselves.
It's
Damn.
a pretty horrific thing. And then they, the next scene, it shows like the water washing up and there's just bodies of walruses lining the beach. I mean, it's really fucked up. But this lady's argument was that it was like, the drones were causing them to scare and then fall down the cliff and blah, blah, blah. I was like, no. They explain it in the documentary that these guys.
So
she was thinking it was the camera crew forcing these walruses up the hill and
okay.
slipping and falling and dying. I was
okay.
like, no.
I do think though that not in that circumstance, but I could believe that could be something that could make those.
It
animals.
could.
No, yeah, but
But
that's
you
what
got
I'm
to
not
think,
saying.
man. Like their job is to not interfere.
Oh yeah.
Like
I mean,
that is like the cardinal rule. It's like legally binding. Like worldwide, they've agreed. Like if you're filming stuff like this, you cannot interfere. That's why they have like
Right.
a baby deer's running and a lion goes and attacks it. Like they could definitely
They
pick it up
can't
and save it.
Yeah,
they have to
it's
leave it
gotta-
alone,
yeah.
right? That's
or
like the rule.
or like the turtles on the beach. That's like
oh yeah, they
super
crawl
famous
into
for
the
not.
ocean.
Yeah, they're
can't-
not.
you can't
they,
touch 'em.
They cannot touch them. Like they're like crying and shit because they're like, I could save all these turtles and they're endangered and I could save them all, but I'm obligated. I cannot do this because this is not how it would happen in nature. So, these guys know what the fuck they're doing. The footage they get is amazing, and a lot of them have been doing it for a lot of years. And the technology they have now, like drones, they understand the distance
to maybe not,
away from it.
affect
Exactly.
them.
So
because they also have zooms on those things.
Big zooms.
Well,
Yeah.
right, exactly. So the drones nowadays, they're basically silent, and you're not going to see them from several meters away.
Well, and also
in.
they've gotten rid of helicopters, which used to be a disturbance.
Okay, yeah.
So now they're
Exactly.
using drones that are much quieter, that are like super high tech. They can sit really high up, so the walruses aren't going to see it. They're not flying right next to them.
I haven't seen it, but you guys have convinced me now that I feel like that seems like that was probably just an extreme emotional test.
Have you ever seen the lenses on those cameras that they're using?
Oh,
when
they're
they film
like
those
eagle
documentaries?
eyes.
Oh my god, dude, they're enormous.
Yeah, just
Yeah, it's like they have to stay X amount of feet away. They can't interfere. So it's like this happened because of climate change, global warming. Ice sheets are melting. They're packed together. They're trying to get away from the crowd because they're dying. They're suffocating to death. They're climbing up this hill to get away from it, and then they start to come back down because they need food, and they fall because they're not built for that shit. They're not supposed to be climbing up on these loose, rocky surfaces.
basically it was like Black Friday at Kmart.
That's what I thought of when I
They're
saw
just
that.
running all people run over each other. We're you're just desperate to try to get to somewhere, and
Yeah,
so
that's
the
exactly what I
logic
thought
kind
when I
of
saw that. I was like, you know
doesn't
what? This is like
prevail.
Black Friday.
That's true. Yeah, that's like kind of what I thought about when they were describing it. I've not watched it. I don't plan on watching it.
It's pretty rough.
I mean, I've seen enough terrible, just video things. I can picture it in my head. I got enough.
It's pretty rough.
I got enough imagery in my head. I can
Picture
make
a very heavy animal falling
Just-
down a cliff
Oh,
full of
yeah.
rocks.
That's
And
just
then landing on the
horrid.
beach. Yeah, it's pretty eye opening to where you're like, damn man, climate change is like for real. But the only thing is that there's a couple of companies that want you to believe that it's fake. Because I mean, what's the benefit of anybody believing that it's fake? Still burning coal because it's cheap. I get it. I mean, it's expensive to get different energy sources, but why can't we, just make renewable shit? Because they've proven that it's
because there's too much money tied up in fossil fuels.
That's the thing. So the only people who benefit from it actually being a hoax is companies like Exxon, ConocoPhillips, and participating politicians, because there's so much money, and these guys, they have famously lobbied politicians to keep this under wraps and be like, no, just we'll pay this scientist to say that it's fake. So it's like maybe 10 scientists out of 1,000
that it's
say
not
that
as
it's
bad
fake.
as everybody thinks.
Yeah,
Right. Well, they a lot of them. There was some. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a stupid guy, so take this how you will.
Well, this is a council of stupid guys, so you're
right. But so I thought for a while, I was like, man, climate change doesn't sound legit, because there was a lot of science that showed that like even that Louder with Crowder guy, he was talking about how now NASA was taking pictures of the ice caps, and they're no more worse for the wear than they were 80 years ago or whatever. I guess they have documents. I'm not sure how far back. Anyway, but the NASA pictures show that the ice caps aren't receding. They actually expanded. And I was like, no, man.
No, that's
I don't know.
bullshit.
So I went and looked at it, and NASA was like, ice caps are reducing at an alarming rate. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Like, the only people, and that's the thing that kind of gets me ticked off with the politicians, is that Republicans, there's so many people. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm Democrat or anything or against Republicans. I'm just saying that Republicans are known for having, being in the pockets of these big oil companies, because a lot of them get their money from these oil companies. I hate to say it, but George Bush, the godfather of Texas, George Bush is buried in the oil companies. He makes so much money from oil companies, and it's like he doesn't want to give that shit up. So he's like, oh, whatever, it's fake.
Look at it. Look at his VP, Dick Cheney.
Yeah,
he was tied the fuck up in Halliburton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was all up
building
in
to war.
shit.
War and oil, man. That's all.
Yes.
Well, and this was another one of my positions, though, is that there's another quiet player in this, the ice cap thing and the global climate change, is shipping companies, because shipping companies have become enormous, especially with e-commerce, like Walmart's jumping into Amazon and stuff. So if the North Pole melts, they could ship products to the other side of the world going through the North Pole instead of going around the world, like flying, because I know Russia has a lot of issues with planes flying over their no-fly zone in Russia. They have to get clearance, and there's only a handful of countries that are allowed to do that. So they'd have to go around Russia, but with this, they they would just go straight across the North Pole because there'd be no ice to block the ships. So that would cut shipping costs in half, and even as much as 70%. So they'd be saving a ton of money if they were just like, let the shit melt, man. We'll just sail right through the middle of the North Pole.
That seems like a
meanwhile, it's Waterworld.
That seems like a short-term benefit.
Florida's
for
gone,
long-term problem that we're gonna have.
Yeah,
I mean, I think. Hold on, though. I think we could do without Florida.
I think. Well, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just.
What
saying,
are we gonna do without all those Florida man stories?
Yeah, Florida man.
We'll just let one of the other countries take it. Like,
yeah, countries.
It's away.
That shit's Waterworld down there now.
Well,
it'll be the city of Atlantis.
Somebody will. Somebody will pick up that throne and say, you know what? Like, Florida is the psychotic, heat stroke of America.
Maybe Louisiana. Maybe.
And then you have definitely Louisiana. But then you have like maybe I don't know, like one of the Eastern Bloc countries would take that weird ass crown because they're already kind of there. They're just not in the news as much because Florida takes that.
Like Virginia, West Virginia.
Virginia would be one, Maine.
Yeah.
Well, no, Maine's not that bad. What's the one that starts with the M that's really bad? Is it Michigan?
Michigan's terrible. That's all the way in the north, though, dude.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyways, there'd be somebody else that would take that crown. But I'm just saying, like, if that happens, they would cut shipping costs by half and up to 70%. The world would be, underwater. We'd have no more Arctic, so there would be like the ice current or the water currents would be all fucked up, and there'd be like stronger hurricanes and shit. And it's like all
like
to
the day
save
after
a little
tomorrow.
bit of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, figure out a different way. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, just keep. Like, there was a thing that was called the IPCC report, which is I think it's International Political Climate Change or some shit like that. It's a report they dropped in 2018 and it had over 6,000 reports from scientists across the planet providing that it's real. They release a report every single year saying how much has been changed, how much is this, and it's like not just like, oh, it's this one scientist place or whatever, because I've never really met a climate change scientist, so there can't be that many, but around the world, I'm sure there's quite a few.
Yeah.
So this is everybody around the world
it's like,
coming together and saying, this report says, like, we all agree.
We're 100% fucked if we don't get this shit together.
It's like it's just a sprinkling and peppering of people around the United States and some in Europe saying that it's fake.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Republicans over here are like, nah, fuck that.
No, totally fake.
Blowing it out of proportion.
Didn't happen.
Wrong.
Didn't happen.
Wrong.
It's
wrong.
like, dude,
it's all China's fault.
China.
When I think back at it, I can believe it too because, like, Andy, you remember when we lived in Montana, the snowstorms like they'd be up to the frickin' roof. Remember that? We could stand on the roof of a house because the snow was so deep. It hasn't snowed that much in forever.
Well, also, it's like, think about the weather that we have lately. You'll have like rain, and then it's like just a shit ton of rain, and then it's like hot as fuck, and then I mean it's Texas, but like I feel like in the recent years, I feel like
bad.
weather has been kind of chaotic as fuck.
Yeah,
like to the point where you're just like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't know. Maybe
there for a while it was just an extreme drought, and then
for like 6 years.
Yeah, and then like 2007, the bottom dropped out, and there was severe flooding. And then there was another drought. So it's like every, 5, maybe 6 years.
Which is
a severe drought.
Which is apparently normal. Like they have cycles and stuff like that. I get that, but it's becoming more prevalent and the gaps are closing.
Yeah.
To where it's just becoming more and more flooding. And they said that was going to be a problem with the climate change because of the circulation of the oceans or whatever. I am by no means a scientist. So don't
none of us.
But I was just going to say, man, like another thing about the climate change thing is like, people are like, well, what does it matter? Just 1 degree. It's like, dude, 1 degree when it's 100 degrees is a big difference.
It's like the axis too, right, of the planet. Like if it's off by 1 degree or something, we'd be fucked.
Global catastrophe.
It sounds like nothing, but like in like when you're dealing with stuff that's so big or so massive, this is like 1 degree is like fuck all. Like we're all fucked.
Yeah, it'd be terrible, man. But that was like that's just one of the things that people keep talking about, man. They're like, climate change isn't real, it's fake, and it's like, dude, nobody would benefit off of this unless they have money in it.
Well, man, like take it from me.
Flat earthers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, take it from me. I was like deep into some anti-climate shit, or anti-climate change shit. I was like, nah, that shit's fake as fuck. Because I was like, of course, I was getting all my valuable knowledge and news from YouTube. So
Wikipedia, YouTube.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, YouTube, yeah, best peer-reviewed shit you'll ever see.
Absolutely.
Some guy commenting underneath a Pornhub or something. It's like,
Hashtag.
this woman's fake as fuck. She's got nice tits, though. You're like, that guy seems like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, it seems like a smart guy. Better go like everything he does.
Oh, yeah.
Psycho commenting on fucking porn videos.
I'm going to follow him. What were you saying? I'm sorry?
What's that now?
What were you saying? You said you were deep into the climate change deniers.
Oh yeah, man, I was deep into it, and you know they got the list of the 6,000 scientists, and then they were basically debunking this whole list of scientists because they were paid off to show that these reports were false. They showed that the 4 reports were false because the climate change advocacy scientists thought it would be more beneficial. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what the hell? Like,
It's not
and
even
then there was the
science anymore. It's all politics.
But money.
Yeah. Well, and then one of the Democrats' arguments about climate change is, you know, there's been a lot of scientists that were saying if we don't change our ways by 2010 or so.
I thought it was 2020.
It's like 2010.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
When these guys were talking about, Florida was supposedly going to be underwater by 2005, 2010, something like that.
Yeah.
And he was on like Bill Maher, I think it was, and he was like, Florida's still there. And they were like, and Bill Maher was like, we're having the worst hurricanes in recorded history.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, how do you know we didn't have stronger storms before they started recording this shit and actually tracking it? And that's a valid fucking point, man.
It is.
It's kind of a vague, unsubstantial argument, but it's valid.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's valid in the way that, you know, you can't. It's like somebody trying to gauge what a hurricane's like in Montana.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You know it exists, but you can't possibly.
The only information
identify-
you have is what you see on TV.
Exactly. You don't know what it's like until you experience one. I've never experienced one, thank God. Well, maybe we experienced like a Category 2 hurricane
In
deep
Louisiana?
in Central Texas.
Oh,
deep in
no.
Central Texas.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the one that was like,
And it wasn't even that bad.
It wasn't even Category 2 by the time it got to us.
No, because
just
they
a
were
bad
like
thunderstorm.
batting down the hatches. It's going to be a nightmare.
That's the
but
thing.
it was just
Like when
a
Harvey
pretty bad
hit-
thunderstorm and a lot of wind.
When
Yeah.
Harvey
Yeah.
hit Houston recently,
Yes.
it was catastrophic for the coastal cities like Corpus Christi, Houston. They flooded like crazy because they were already in
they
a
were
flood
fucked.
warning.
Yeah.
And then they had that big ass hurricane. And then people here in Austin, they were like, we might get some thunderstorms. People in Austin like were clearing shelves out of water.
Yeah.
And then they had people like, oh, the trash or not trash. They had the gas. They were like, the gas is going to run out.
Yeah, people
blah,
are
blah,
filling
we're
up their
not gonna-"
goddamn...
Dude, they had a picture of a guy where he had 2 trash cans, like
Yeah,
those big
barrels.
50-gallon trash
Yeah.
cans in the back of his truck, and he was filling that shit up with gas.
It's so stupid.
And they
All it
debunked
does-
it on the
Oh my
news.
God.
They were like, no, we're not going to run out of gas. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
But the guy it just shows a
But
picture of the guy. I
because
was
of the
like,
panic, it
Yeah, I was
did
like,
get to a point where like everybody
people
was
like that are the reason why we are going to die early.
the panic is going to set.
The panic
and
is
then
going
they're
to
gonna
set
do
in.
something
He's like,
so
I'm going to be
ridiculous.
prepared and watch me. It's like,
No,
yeah,
it's
see,
not.
but
It's
if
not the
we
country.
had
It's not the
man.
country dude. It's the dude who literally is obsessed with like zombie shows or apocalypse surviving things, but he's
Yeah.
not very skilled at doing all
Don't-
that. So he's
Yeah.
like, I gotta get everything now.
Yeah.
Like he's just like
I wasn't
buying
prepared.
everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run my credit card to and then nothing happens. He's like, oh shit, I'm in debt.
Yeah.
Like just an idiot.
It's been declined.
Hey, guys.
sir.
Yeah.
Guys,
Huh.
try not to talk over each other.
Oh,
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
are like, it's like just mixed, just yelling
I know.
back and
Well,
forth.
we're getting, we're getting.
I know you're getting riled up.
Yeah.
Just try to back it up.
Well-
Pull it back.
Well, anyways, I was going to say another thing was the as far as climate change goes, that was like my idea was to like one, we need to get rid of fossil fuels because I mean, if you think about if that Hurricane Harvey thing happened and you go and need gas, if everything was electric, we'd be we'd be fine basically, and if we had renewable energy too, would be set.
Unless we had like an
Right?
EMP, right? then we're fucked.
But a hurricane isn't going to cause any.
No, I know.
It
I was
might
just
knock
thinking-
out power for a little while, but I mean, like, it'd be a lot easier to get from gas because you don't have to ship it.
I was just thinking about
Well-
like just other disasters of just like some kind of weird proportion.
You could always fall back on it.
I
you
guess
know?
that's true.
But I mean, I
Well,
think it should
they
be
also
less.
are working. They're also working on hydrogen. Hydrogen's gotten a lot more viable these days. Have you seen the new Hyundai hydrogen powered car they're working on?
The Clarity.
It's like a variant. Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that was. Well, I think they had the Clarity a long time ago.
No, I just saw a video for it maybe a week ago, and it's
Yeah.
like brand new.
Well,
Like
they said
because
that-
I think that one was a kind of a failure because they figured the tanks could be punctured easily.
Yeah.
Which is like a nuclear bomb, like an atom bomb, basically.
No, it's not.
So, yeah, I know, but
They're like,
it could seriously
that was like,
explode big time.
Well, that was the thing back in I think like 2010 when they were like really experimenting with this shit with the hydrogen.
Yeah, but
And
it's-
they had
it's
the
gotten a lot
pressurized-
safer.
Yeah, they had the pressurized hydrogen tanks, and they were like, well, if it punctures, it'll explode, and if it burns, it'll like blah blah. It's like, yeah, but gasoline is explosive too, right? And if hydrogen burns, if you get hydrogen on you, it won't burn hot enough to burn your skin. Gasoline will definitely burn you for forever.
I didn't know that. Is
Yeah.
that real?
Yeah. Hydrogen
I know.
won't burn hot enough to burn your skin. That's why they have those scientists or the science classes. Like the guy has a little bit of liquid hydrogen in his palm.
Oh,
of his hand.
yeah.
He lights
yeah.
it and it sits there and
We
burns.
did that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's basically what they were talking. Like, people are like, "Oh, you're going to make a hydrogen bomb if it blows up." It's like, no, it's not going to do that. Like a hydrogen bomb, you have to manipulate a bunch of shit to make
It's
it
like that's
blow
a
up like
hydrogen
that.
atom.
You're
being
splitting
split
atoms.
apart. Yeah, that's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
you're not going to do that just on an impact from another vehicle.
Yeah.
At most, like you said, it'll start a fire or the gas will escape. Maybe
Yeah.
even cause a small explosion.
Yeah.
It could definitely explode, but
if
it won't be on
punctures.
that
Like how
scale.
often do you have a gasoline car that actually gets punctured and then like there's a big fire? You know what I mean? How often does that
It's
happen?
pretty well. We were just talking about that the other day with the huge truck that exploded in Arkansas.
Yeah.
To what?
Talking about
And
the
it was
gasoline
hurt for 100.
or the propane.
Yeah, or some kind of chemical, but it was on fire
Yeah.
and it exploded that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some kind of fuel. I can't remember what it was, but anyway. What were we talking about? God bless.
I was talking about hydrogen.
went
You
on
were
a
talking about
tangent.
the hydrogen Honda.
Oh yeah,
fuel cell.
hydrogen.
Yeah.
So basically, the only way to pierce these tanks is to shoot it with a high-powered rifle.
Yeah, because they're super
And-
thick and they're like made out of like woven, what is it, fiberglass?
Carbon
or
fiber.
Carbon fiber, yeah.
Yeah, man. And I mean, that's a serious thing we should be focused on. But like you said, they're too busy lobbying about stupid shit like that. Instead of, that's what NASA should be working on. Like, I get it. Space exploration is great.
Yeah.
And you get to see some really cool, advancements in technology because of it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I'm sorry, but space should not be our main priority right now. Like, we should figure out a viable, renewable resource for fuel.
Yeah, because
First
they're like,
and
what,
foremost.
we're just gonna burn up the Earth. We're just gonna use everything it's got, and then we're just gonna leave and go somewhere else.
Well,
Yeah,
I feel like it would benefit for them to have like a renewable energy source because that's going to help them in space exploration, right?
yeah,
So, I
exactly.
mean,
Exactly.
Well, they already have solar panels that are powering the ISS. So it's like, I mean, I know we have solar farms and stuff everywhere, and wind farms and stuff. It's like, but the biggest one that they said they want to make is wave energy.
like
So they have these huge waves in the ocean and stuff, and
And
they
they're
put
taking
these like
them.
big buoys out there. And you ever seen those flashlights that you shake and it creates energy?
Oh,
And, like,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
flash
yeah,
it and it's
yeah,
like you
yeah.
shake
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
like emergency flashlight. They want to do something similar to that, to where every time it goes up and down, it creates an electric current, but they just don't know how to get it, transfer it back on land. And so the thing was, and this is my opinion, like I said, this is just me watching tons of freaking documentaries and stuff. So Nikola Tesla made that. He had an idea of free wireless energy.
It's like,
And
why-
it's
yeah,
basically-
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like how we got the Qi wireless chargers for our phones, right?
Oh, dude,
But just
yeah,
on a bigger
that's-
scale.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just had this
Nikola Tesla's working on that shit before he died.
Yeah.
He was actually building towers.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
who was it? The other guy? Oh, Edison.
Yeah,
He was a real fucking prick, apparently.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Or
was
what-
No.
was
He
it?
helped
Well, I
Nikola
mean,
Tesla
yeah.
out. He gave him the job. and
But
followed his stuff.
he stole so much shit from him.
I know. But
And
then
then
he was like, then Nikola Tesla was like, well, I have these ambitions to do this. We have free electricity for everybody. And then Edison was like, that's just not a good business model. So he left and he went to Westinghouse.
Also, Tesla was like in love with a
No,
bird.
that's
right, or
not
some
what-
shit?
no.
Like when they like. Weird
I don't
like
know,
that.
man.
This is just
He
off the
was
top of
he
my
was
head.
definitely a weird dude. But no, Edison actually was in the pocket of the government, I think, and he went and told these guys about how he was going to give them free renewable energy forever.
Yeah.
Like basically like coined Wi-Fi and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he
maybe
was
not
like gonna-
Wi-Fi, but some,
He was
but
going to
radio-
use the magnetic field of the Earth to provide energy wirelessly for everyone.
And then
exactly.
they were
And
like, "Oh, we
but
can't have
Edison
this."
was like, "Oh, no. We're the electric companies are going to be like fucked."
Yeah.
So they went in there and shut that shit down, and like I think shortly thereafter he died. I want to say,
Yeah.
Suspicious.
but man, yeah, Edison was a real son of a bitch. Apparently, like
Hell, he
I can't remember
electrocuted
what
an
it was-
elephant.
It was, yeah, it was on the History Channel. I was watching this.
Well,
And I was
Like-
like, "Holy fuck!"
well, like I was saying with the wave energy, like they think that might be the most like beneficial because they could use it to clean up the ocean. They could use it because
Oh,
it'd
yeah.
be basically unlimited. And then also they could use it because it'd be like the highest. It'd be basically you wouldn't need to put a lot of energy into it for it to create the energy, so it'd be more efficient.
Less input, more
They
output.
but they just don't know how to get that power there to land. So they were thinking, I was like, this is my idea. If you just had one of those big ass coils in the ground that could collect the energy, because it would create that energy field. You wouldn't probably pick up all of it, but maybe there'd be a way to transfer it back onto land. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like that'd be the best option. Maybe put batteries and shit on it and have shipping fucking boats go out there and pick them up. I don't know.
It's like science, man. I'm like, God damn it! Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all
It'd be
figure
tough.
out the middle shit. I just want the cool shit.
They just want to move on. I mean, because right
Too
now,
fucking dumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
right now, nuclear energy is the most efficient. Like I think it's like 12% efficiency. I know wind energy, I think, is the lowest, where it's like I think it's like 2% or something.
costs more to upkeep than you actually get out of it. From what I
Yeah,
understand,
as far as energy, and then solar panels are the best right now as far as like renewable energy.
Retaining the energy and heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nuclear energy is like really powerful. You get a lot out of it. It's very energy efficient, but it has some dangers.
You gotta cool. Yeah, keep it at a certain temperature.
Yeah, if something fails, which
Regulate.
I mean, will the Chernobyl disaster ever happen again? Probably not. But it happened in Japan because they had that big ass tsunami that knocked them out.
Yeah.
So it's like you
Yeah.
never know what's going to
It
happen.
fucked up everything for him.
Yeah. So it's volatile for sure. So I was thinking, if you can get wave energy going and you start getting like electric cars, which I mean, that's where we're heading. I'm sorry. I wish it was hydrogen because that's supposed to be the future, because you could take the existing technology of a gas engine and basically retrofit it to run on hydrogen. You wouldn't
Right.
have to, completely change the dynamics of it. You'd still get that nice throaty growl on race cars,
Do you remember that from that '70s show where he was like, "Hey man, they have a car that runs on water, man.
Yeah.
On water, man."
Actually, they had a guy that did that. There was
Yeah.
a guy that made a car that ran on water. It got like 1,000 miles to the gallon of water,
What?
and he mysteriously died. They don't know how.
really.
Yes, he did. He was trying to sell his invention to. I don't remember the guy's name. I'd have to look it up. And I might be exaggerating the 1,000 miles per gallon or something, but it was astronomical. And he was trying to. There was also another guy that made a car run on compressed air, and that guy was trying to sell his invention to one of the major car companies, and he also mysteriously died because they were like, "Oh, this would be really cheap to make," but it would basically put all the energy companies out of business. Because all you'd have to do is just get compressed air.
God damn, man.
And you could just fill up your car with a hose. And it showed the guy doing it. This is like, I think in the 70s. You could seriously fill your car up with a hose and just run that water. You would just have to get filters and stuff so it wouldn't put that stuff into the engine. I don't know exactly how it ran, but it was water, like legit drinkable water powered. And like I said, man, they would put all the energy businesses out of business. And all these politicians lose all that money, so that he just mysteriously died. I don't know how. I don't know why. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So basically, he
He
was
got killed.
murdered by these people.
Yeah, he definitely
he
got
was
killed.
murdered by these people. They're like, fuck, we can't have this. We
gotta
gotta murder this dude, and we gotta lose all of the plans forever.
Well, the energy business.
You know, they probably still have them.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
I
somewhere.
bet you they still have them. Yeah, somewhere
because
they're
there's
like,
no.
oh, this is a great idea,
Yeah,
Phil.
Here you go. The inventor of a water-powered...
Now they're dead.
Yeah, here he goes. Cody just looked this up. It says, the inventor of a water-powered car that died in a restaurant yelling, "They poisoned me."
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we recently took a scientific delegation to witness Stan's work and came back saying this is one of the most important inventions of the century. Yeah, every day the world becomes aware of technologies and blah, blah, blah. So one of these new technologies is a water-fueled car, and it has been unveiled on numerous occasions. It's an automobile that derives its energy directly from water and water alone. It is not hard to see why it's not available to the masses. An engine powered by water would wipe out a large chunk of the fossil fuel industry and change the way these companies do business altogether. The oil and gas companies combine to bring in trillions of dollars every year. That's what I was about to say, too. Japanese company unveils water-powered car. Yeah, man, it's all a conspiracy. It says... what is it? To split the hydrogen from... Oh, yeah, this is hydrogen. So, yeah, like I said, this guy made a water fuel cell, man, and he got poisoned, apparently.
I get, yeah. That's not too far off for me not to believe it. I think that...
I believe that.
If big money's involved...
He made a working prototype, and they were like, fuck. You got to think, man. That's millions of jobs. That's trillions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the empire of so many people.
Yeah.
You know, the richest of peoples. They're just like, I'll give you $1 million if you go freaking poison this dude.
Well, that's the whole thing with like the whole like they probably have cures for shit, but I mean treating is more financially
the thing that's really
beneficial.
Fucked up about that story is that they do not have the plans of his water powered car. They couldn't find the patent.
They just destroyed them.
Yeah,
they couldn't find the patent. It vanished. They couldn't find his like CAD drawings and stuff like that. Somehow they all vanished.
So, Mike, what?
Fucked.
Oh God, what was the question? I was going to ask you. So there's no patents. There's no trace of any of his plans.
Nope.
Where are you getting this information? Like, what's your resource there?
I've looked at like several resources, but what was the one that you just pulled up, Cody? Was it Business Insider or something?
Oh, I don't know. Business Insider's kind of...
It's all over the place, man. They have pictures of the guy.
I gotcha.
You know, it's not just that story.
Ooh,
but I'm saying, like, it can be done. I mean, think about, like, what I just talked about in the beginning of this episode. We're making cells synthetically, and they regenerate themselves, but we can't make a car run on water? It seems much more simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Than making some kind of nanotechnology, microbiology, get into space, you know, and breathing on the moon and shit like that. You know, it's like
that's what I was saying earlier, man. Like NASA, if they concentrated their efforts more on
memory foam
resource, fuck yeah, and fuel. You know, the mattresses first, obviously. Like that's a third of your life, so you can't fuck with that.
And
but
you eat all your meals in bed, so
yeah, exactly. You know, everybody was designed to eat laying down. It's the best for digestion.
Yep, that's the new trend. It's the laying down diet.
I practice that pretty much daily. But no, if they concentrated more on the beds first, and then obviously like a renewable fuel source, because you know it's getting to a point where they're like, okay, you know, we're gonna have to start making them big sacrifices. Money can't be in the way anymore. And it's going to take some seriously tough politicians to get it done.
Yeah.
You know, like, look, we don't give a shit how much money you're going to lose. You're going to just have to fucking sacrifice this.
Yeah.
Like, even, I hate to say it, at the cost of losing workers and stuff like that, hopefully a new industry will be created.
Which
like,
it does.
I don't know, distilling the water needed to do this and that and the other. But it's getting to a point where, like, dude,
for the employee.
Listen, do you want your kids to have a decent environment to grow up in? Because it's, you know, what do they say? 1 or 2 generations away from, you know, actual chaos with our resources.
Yeah.
Being depleted.
So that's terrifying.
Yeah. I know it is, man. And like I said, it'd be safer for the workers because they wouldn't have to be breathing in all this freaking coal and shit like that. It's like you would just be working with water and electricity, which, I mean, it can be dangerous in itself, but I'm sure there'd be a lot safer ways of doing it. Probably a lot of it being automated, which, I mean, it would make it cheaper. You wouldn't have as many jobs. But what I was going to say about the politicians thing is that it's going to be probably impossible to get a politician that isn't going to play ball with the other politicians.
Yeah.
He'd have to play ball until he got into office, and then he probably wouldn't make it very long if he wasn't.
So all of a sudden
to be honest, I mean, there's this whole other world where shit is going down, man. You feel it. So, anyways, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with talking more conspiratorial shit. All right, welcome back to the Pull It Back podcast. We were just talking about conspiratorial stuff. So another big conspiracy that I think of is Oreo flavors. So, as many people know, there's quite a few Oreo flavors out there now. They made like this big push to make a bunch of strange flavors. So I wanted to play a game with you guys about if you can tell if this Oreo flavor is real or fake.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to play?
Yes.
All right.
I would like to know what these disgusting Oreo flavors are.
Okay. It's simple, basically true or false. It's either real or fake.
Uh-huh.
These are Oreo flavors, and this is from around the world. Do they have a bacon-flavored Oreo?
Yes. They have bacon everything, so yes.
Okay, Cody, you say yes. Andy?
I'm going to say no.
It is fake.
God,
they don't make a bacon-flavored Oreo. That'd be disgusting.
But they make bacon everything else.
I know they make bacon everything else.
They make bacon toothpaste.
They make bacon soda.
Ew. Bacon soda. Stop. They make...
No, I'm serious, though. I meant to
bacon
say
and peanut butter?
Bacon
as a drink.
Soda.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, no, it's those gross drinks,
bacon
right?
pop. Yeah.
Oh, those Jones sodas. What is it?
Yeah,
something like that.
I know. I remember the Jones sodas at Target, and they made like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, gravy and mashed potatoes.
Yeah, it was a six-pack. It had mashed potatoes and gravy, and then they had turkey. They had the stuffing. It was all soda. It was a six-pack.
Yeah.
It was nasty.
Disgusting. Yeah, but yeah, like I think a bacon peanut butter one would probably be pretty damn good. Yeah. The sweet and salty little
I
chunks.
guess
Yeah.
that's true. I guess.
I would dig
I did
it.
have.
I would dig
I
it.
went to. I don't know if you guys know what is it? The Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, I think it is. Is that what it is? I think it's, yeah. Anyway, it's like a chocolate place, and they had these bacon-covered, or chocolate-covered bacon strips.
Yeah.
And I tried one, and it just really threw me off, man.
Like, was it?
Because
Like,
it was chewy.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, the bacon wasn't crispy. It was, like, chewy.
It has to be crispy.
I don't know. Yeah.
Feels
if you're gonna do it
manufactured.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like one of those ones
bacon
that you
bit,
get.
like for dogs you feed?
No, these are the ones that are like
Bacon
pre-made
strip.
and then microwaved. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they're pre-cooked, you microwave them, and then they're ready in like 10 seconds. That's what it felt like.
Oh.
All right, so next Oreo flavor, is it real or fake? Jelly donut flavored with an actual real piece of jelly in the middle.
Yep. I think that's real.
I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm going to say it's fake, but I'm pretty sure it's probably real.
It's real.
I knew it.
They have a real jelly donut flavored stuffed jelly donut. So, Andy, you're up 2-0.
Yay, y'all.
Cody, you're falling behind, bro. All right, this is another one. Swedish fish. You know the candy?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do they have a Swedish fish cream?
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they do.
They do.
Oh,
That's real
Yes.
too. Yeah, and it's actually trademarked Swedish fish Oreo. It's wild.
I'm gonna go, man. Tonight's the last cheat night. I am going getting some motherfucking peanut butter Oreos. I'm eating the whole goddamn bag. I won't be able to perform sexually, but I'm gonna enjoy every last minute of it.
As long as you know you're happy with yourself in some way.
You know what?
The last time I did that, dude, the last time I did that shit, like I was looking for the most stuff like you had.
Yeah.
Dude, I was looking for them for months, but I just ended up getting like the mega stuffed.
Yeah.
And I ate an entire fucking sleeve of those bitches, and I went to bed, and I was like, ugh. And then, you know,
it tears you up.
it was kind of like, you know, hey, in the mood. And then I was like in the middle. I was like, I have got to stop. My stomach hurts so fucking bad.
So much sugar.
I was like,
dude, you take
God.
2, maybe 3 of those most stuff Oreos,
Yeah.
And you're not feeling good for a week, so you really gotta want them.
Fuck! It made like a cinder block in my stomach. I probably shit 18 times that day.
Oh my god! I know, man.
Yeah,
Oreos
it was
are
bad.
delicious but rough on your intestines. All right,
Yeah.
next flavor. Is this real or fake? Peaches and cream Oreo. Peaches and cream.
I'm gonna say
Yes.
No. I'm gonna say no.
Peaches and cream for sure. Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, Andy, you're up 4-1.
God damn it!
It's real.
Shit.
Oh wait, no, that means I got it.
I mean, it's fake.
oh, yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I
It's
said
fake.
it was
Fake. My bad. Yeah, it's fake.
God
It's, I
dang
made
it.
that up.
Okay.
You fuck. You just
I made
eat
that
so many
up.
goddamn Oreos. You know all this shit. You're like a sense of it.
So, do they have peanut butter and jelly Oreos? PB&J Oreos.
Fuck yeah. They bet. Yeah, I've seen those. I think I've seen those.
What is it? Jelly?
Peanut butter,
Peanut
and,
butter and
jelly.
jelly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No. Yes.
Yeah, that's real. It's exclusive to Kroger.
Yep. That's where I
It
see
was a
them.
limited time. Yep, it was exclusive to Kroger.
Ah.
So, do they have? Was this made up by me, or is this made up by the Oreo people, Nabisco? Neapolitan with chocolate strawberry cream sandwiched between 3 vanilla cookies. Did I make that up?
I think that's a little too specific to be not fake,
Yeah. I would
or
say
to
it's
be
real.
fake rather. I think
You're
that's
saying
real.
it's real?
It's
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
It's real.
Okay.
Yes.
I liked Andy's logic. It made sense to me. I was like,
Yeah.
that's way too specific.
I got some on here that they're going to throw you. All right. Do they have Twix? Twix flavored Oreo.
Yeah, they're owned by
I'm
the
gonna
same
say
company, aren't they? Or no. The Twix are owned by the Mars company.
Yes.
Yeah,
so I'm going to say
no.
no.
It's fake.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous that you know that.
yeah.
So if I ever get in a competition with
Don't.
somebody, if they don't
Yeah,
know their
you won't go.
Oreos,
You're not going to go toe to toe with
Yeah.
me in fucking Oreo law.
No.
Oreo.
It's like, Your Honor.
God, I'm a little
The
bit
witness's statement said that he had Twix Oreo, which is fake.
False.
fucking
Exactly.
He's a liar.
He's
All right,
a fraud. Slams
All right,
the
next
gavel
one
down.
is
Oh, sorry.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups Oreo.
No. I'm
Now
going to
is-
say no.
Now is Reese's owned by Nestle?
I don't know. I think, aren't they owned by Mars as well?
No.
I don't think so.
I think Reese's is owned by. They might be owned by Nestle.
I'm just gonna, because I'm already
I don't
down
know.
in the hole. I'm just gonna say it's real, but I know it's not.
I'm going to say it's fake.
It's real. Yeah. Reese's Peanut Butter Oreos.
My
Cody's
streak.
climbing back.
My streak.
5-3. So I have 5 left here.
Okay.
Excuse me,
Ooh,
4
Cody.
left. So Cody could win if he gets a streak here.
Yeah, and then you just start doing dog shit.
Yeah.
And he has to get every one of these wrong. So, limeade.
No.
Not cherry limeade, just limeade.
Gross. No.
No,
No?
I don't think it's real.
It's real.
God damn it!
Oh!
So, I mean, yeah, they have a limeade Oreo. It's a
Gross.
lemon. That's like a lime flavored.
Oh, you did say
Oreo.
around the world, so it's probably popular.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Mexico.
All right, so it's still 5-3. Or excuse me, y'all both got it wrong. So yeah, still 5-3.
Okay.
I have 3 left, Cody. So you have to get these 3 right. Waffles and syrup. Did I make that up, or is that real?
I think you made
Real.
that shit up.
You think it's real?
Or no, it's probably not real. Because if you said waffles and chicken or something, that would
Waffles and syrup. So Andy, you're going with what?
No, it's fake.
I think it's fake.
Yeah.
So are you sure? Because you got to get them all right. So
Yeah,
if you're
it's-
going with
it's-
him,
Okay,
you'll automatically
fine. I'll
lose.
just go the opposite and
Fiction.
These are
yeah,
real.
I'll say it's real.
All right,
Fiction.
Well, Cody, you're on a roll. Waffles and syrup are real.
Oh, sweet. Okay, thanks
They
for
make
that.
Book.
these. It actually has a piece of like gelatinized syrup in the middle of it.
Gelatinized?
Yeah,
I'm
that a
so
word?
done with syrup.
maple flavored cream.
Ooh.
I'm so done with syrup now.
Yeah,
Scissor.
I knew you'd like that one.
Oh,
So all right, so candy corn. Did I make that?
Yes. No, I
No,
think
that's
that's
real.
real.
It's real?
I think I've seen those. Yeah.
It is real. Yeah.
Yas.
Andy, you've locked in the win, but how much are you going to win by?
Everything.
Banana
Well-
flavored.
Banana flavored?
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm say that's real.
You're going to say that's real? Are you sure you're going to say that's
Yeah,
real?
that's real.
Yeah.
So you either lose by 2 or you lose by 1. if you go against the grain.
Either way, I'm getting fucked either way. So I mean, I'll just go. I'll just say it's real.
It's fake. I made that shit up.
Uh,
There's no such thing as a banana Oreo.
Well, that's their loss. Well,
However, I do have some honorable mentions that I didn't put in here because there is a lot of Photoshop shit on Oreo flavors
of different kinds.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
of them being Tide Pods, Tide Pod flavored
Delicious.
cream,
Very clean.
Kahlua for the
Oh, that would be
adult.
kind of good.
Yeah,
That'd
for
be
the
kind of
adult.
delicious.
Spam flavored cream,
Ooh.
pizza flavored cream. This one,
I'm
this
willing to
one-
give anything a shot with pizza.
This one was over one of my favorites because it was so like specific. Overcooked brown sugar toaster pastry, cream filled Oreo.
Disgusting.
That's so stupid. That's so fucking dumb. I've
this
seen the
one,
ones.
healthy-
Have you seen the water? There's like water flavored Oreos.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
there-
I saw some of those too.
Yeah, there's like one
it's
of
like
them
a
was
cream
like
with
orange
water?
juice. Yeah, it's like orange juice,
Orange
and
juice and
toothpaste.
toothpaste. Yeah, there's a lot of them, man. So if you ever want to have fun with yourself, just go online and just Google search strange Oreo flavors.
Well, they're
You'll have
probably
fun
not
for
if
an
they're
hour.
having fun with themselves. They're probably not looking up Oreo flavors.
That's
It's like
true.
a Bud Light flavor fucking Oreo.
I'm sure they.
When
have
you're
that,
done
yeah.
jerking off, go ahead and check out the
Check
Oreo
that out,
flavors.
Yeah. When you need a couple minutes to recuperate. So
Get away from
they
the
also
shame.
they also have the healthy Oreo made from kale and broccoli. Yeah, it's gross. And then Kraft mac and cheese Oreos.
See, but they couldn't do it either, right? Because they're two different companies, so they would not.
Let's get
They
a a green pistachio cream Oreo. I'd fuck
like
that
the
up.
pistachio muffins.
Fuck yeah.
Ew.
I still haven't found them, man. I've looked at
I know.
HEB and I still can't find them anywhere.
Damn, that sucks. Those things are so freaking good.
When
That's
did you
a
eat
bummer.
those?
They used to have them at the HEB in
When I
Killeen.
lived here
Oh,
or lived in
They had
Texas.
like a
had
it
them
was
at
like a
HEB.
green muffin, but it was pistachio muffin. They were actually really good.
well, they probably caused
So
cancer,
good.
and they like took them off the shelf.
They're like, oh, we're gonna. So it's probably for my benefit. Just got a giant
Yeah.
tumor welling up. That's what all that pressure in my head is. Oh,
Yeah, just pressing on your colon.
just
All right.
years
Down
of
there.
eating pistachito muffins.
Cheesy puffs.
Well, Andy, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's a pretty big episode. Do you want to keep going? Because I was looking at the Shanghai Auto Show, and they had some pretty interesting cars let out there. One of my
Okay.
favorites being the old GLB.
The Mercedes.
They're calling it the baby G. I've been on a G wagon kick here lately, and it is gorgeous. It
Yeah,
looks
that's like
so
the-
damn cool.
It looks really stout. Have
Yes,
you seen it?
yes,
I got you.
yeah. It looks
Well,
cool as shit.
There's actually a game I want to play too, where we do the real or fake car names too. So we'll do that on the next episode. But
Okay.
we'll talk the Shanghai stuff, man, on the next one. But thank you guys so much for listening to the Pull It Back podcast, and we will catch you guys next week.